Well, we have some Star Wars stuff to go over. The Acolyte apparently is the biggest Disney Plus launch of 2024. 4.8 million views in one day. That's a lot. But it's also, according to Disney, this marks the streamer's biggest series premiere of 2024, according to Disney. So, I'm sure there's nothing wild about this. It's all accurate. No exaggerations. We can just take it to heart. There's weird things with each streaming service on what they consider a view. Is it Netflix or Amazon? They consider if you just watch like 1 minute of something, it's a view. It's weird. We don't know. I doubt they'll release actual data like Netflix did not that long ago. I don't think you're going to see that from Disney. But I'm also going to say I'm not shocked. It's a Star Wars series that puts a lot of focus on Jedi. The trailer had Jedis whipping out lightsabers and running at shit. It didn't have anything big and messaging in it. I don't think it did. I don't really remember the trailer all too well, but it didn't seem like it was going overboard with stuff. Now, the actual product itself is garbage. I don't expect these numbers to hold. I've said a couple of times in videos that I've made about this show, I expect the initial ratings for this show to be high. It's the episodes after this that are going to be questionable. I am kind of surprised that many people would show up to watch this after being disappointed by so many shows. So I doubt this will last. I don't see this continuing. Obi-Wan had that problem. The reason that I'm like curious about this is how would this beat Obi-Wan? That is kind of suspicious to me. You're telling me more people wanted to tune into this than Obi-Wan? But like I said, I don't see these numbers holding. They're not going to hold. If they do, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. Well, maybe finally it happened. Maybe for everybody that left, 3 or 4 new people came in for the diversity. First time ever. Who knows? This will likely not hold. This is no X-Men 97. Nobody's wrong on this one. This show sucks. And most people seem to agree. A new record has been born. 27% audience score to a 92% critic score. If that doesn't show you there's damage control going on, I don't know what would. This is also another great example of just critics and audiences not seeing eye to eye on shit. But of course, Disney, they love to make sure they get those good reviews. So I'm sure some phone calls were made to get some of those review scores up. Because like they've said in the past, they pick their battles, and sometimes you just got to play ball. I would imagine this is one of those times you got to play ball. In case you wanted to hear that clip, here it is again for those that don't know about it.
Everybody in our industry occasionally has to play softball, occasionally has to, look the other way a little bit. Everybody has to do it.
Wait, returning what? Like a movie
in the sense that,
or?
I hated a movie, but I won't say that I hated the movie. Or an actor behaved a sort of way and you don't want to, put it out there that happened.
Right, because you might not get the next review,
right.
next gig.
So to some degree, everybody in our industry that is a part of this quote-unquote access media has to sort of decide which battles they want to pick.
So after hearing that, tell me how this show isn't being positively review bombed. Okay, I think that they are picking their battles and they're giving this a higher score and doing that intentionally. So how is that not positive review bombing? But of course, the media doesn't talk about that. But they will say, oh, well, this show's getting review bombed. The critics love it. How could it be so low? It's the lowest audience rating ever for a Star Wars property. It must be review bombed. It's not that people don't think it's a piece of shit. All these critics love it. It's crazy. Bunch of outlets doing that. CBR. Yahoo picked this up, this coming soon article, Star Wars The Acolyte review bombed. The Acolyte review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. A much tighter site than Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. Apparently, it's being review bombed over there, too. Whoa. Now, I got to ask, is this being review bombed over here on the Daily Beast? Are they review bombing it? The Acolyte is a $180 million shocking waste of time. Wow, they must be review bombing it. Why would you do that, Nick? Why would this entertainment critic do that? And this, by the way, is a super hyper left-wing website. The Daily Beast, hyper woke site. And they don't like this shit? Yeah, they must be review bombing it. Here's one that's actually kind of accurate from IMDb. The Acolyte debuts. Critics are pleased, but fans are not. Review bombing or bias? ? Thank you. Nobody's review bombing this. Are there some people coming in and probably giving it a bad review? Yeah, sure. But that happens with everything that's controversial. The majority of the ratings are likely true. This show is bad. I watched the first episode finally. Just because after watching everybody, and I didn't watch it on, well, there's certain ways you can watch things. You know, drink up me hearties, yo-ho. I watched the first episode to see just how bad this is because, man, some of the stuff I've heard from people are hilarious. And, yeah, I had the same response that Nerdotic had. This is supposed to be one of the good episodes. Sucks. It's a trash show. And it's pretty on par with what we've been getting from Lucasfilm, the new CW, in my opinion. So, review bombing, I think not. Well, actually, I take that back. It is being review bombed. It's being positively review bombed from critics. That's what's going on here. 92% funny. Because when you switch to top critics, it drops down to 74%. You know, the top critics actually seem to be kind of honest usually. I could see some people liking this and some for some strange reason. But 74% is a hell of a lot more realistic than 92%. They're saying this is some of the greatest television ever made. That's what you're saying when it's up there in the 90 percentile. Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. It's some of the greatest television ever made. Get the hell out of here. So that's what's going on. They're positively review bombing it, and that won't ever be called out. Ever. Leslie Headland going to make Knights of the Old Republic next, maybe? Leslie Headland says she wants to make a live-action Knights of the Old Republic, and I say give it to her. Let her do it. Let's have her do it. Because at this point, I don't care. I'm with Critical Drinker here. And I really related with what he had to say here. I think I despise every single thing about Star Wars now, like there's nothing even remotely worthwhile about this franchise anymore. It's anti-entertainment, and I agree with him 100%. That's how I feel. My feelings about this franchise have turned into apathy, and I'm not the only one. And maybe that was the plan all along. Do you intentionally run this shit down like this? It has to be intentional. And I know it's like a wild conspiracy theory, but I can't think of any other reason to do this. Like keeping Kathleen Kennedy in charge. This is wild to me. So, let's have fun. We'll enjoy the ride and see how bad things can get for this show, which I imagine, given episode 3 is the one where they turn the Force into a ghost woman. That should be exciting. Hopefully she's gay, too. That would make it even better. She have like another ghost force woman that she's in love with. Kind of like how the two twin sisters have two moms. Yeah, two moms. Utopia. It's a utopian relationship. Or, I'm sorry, it's a utopia where two women can have children. Just like in that American Chavez comic book that Marvel made. That's where I get that idea from. If you didn't know, in the comics, if you've seen Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, America Chavez is in that movie. In the comics, she has two mothers, and she lives in a place called Utopia. And in Utopia, it's a society of all women, and they can get together and have children. It's a paradise because no men are there. Just letting you know that all of that shit with their Night Sisters thing they were doing, that's what that reminded me of. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.